Hi everyone, good morning. This is Miss Lomas. I just wanted to go ahead and do a quick kind of presentation with you and talk with you guys. I just wanted to go ahead and just talk to you guys about the different kinds of colleges. I feel that many times when I'm talking with students about college, they often think like, okay, well, college is going to a university or a college and I have to sit down and I have to do lecture, or they only have one idea of college where it's, oh well, it's Texas A&M Kingsville, or it's UT Austin, or it's UTSA, and they only know it because of the fact maybe their older sibling went there, or their cousin, or someone went there, a teacher, and they talk to them and they think like, okay, well, it's only just this. Well, I wanted just to go ahead and share with you different universities, and I also just wanted to let you know of one particular college that I wanted you to be wary of. So here, let me go ahead and I have a presentation. I love my presentations if you have not yet learned, but this presentation is talking to you about the different types of institutions of higher education. And just by that, I just mean like different universities, different colleges that are part of, that are found within Texas, out of Texas, whatever it is that you are wanting to go ahead and do. And the first thing I really just wanted to go ahead and let you know, and just to be careful of for-profit universities. For-profit universities or for-profit colleges are institutions that are seen as businesses. They are seen as corporations. So meaning by this is that when a for-profit college, and I did put examples of them here because I wanted just to go ahead and have you see and be aware of for-profit colleges. So these colleges, basically, they see students as like, okay, well, they're going to come here, they're going to learn, but we're going to go ahead and put a very high tuition for them. Or we're going to say, hey, if you get this scholarship, then it's going to cover for maybe half of it or something like that. But if you don't follow the requirements, you have to pay back the scholarship. And that's not how a scholarship should be going about. Or they don't give you a lot of help in certain areas, but mostly the biggest thing is that the tuition is very high. And tuitions are not supposed to be that high. And many times when a student or a person goes off to a for-profit college, sometimes they pay very high prices on tuition when they could be getting cheaper classes at their community colleges. The other thing is that some businesses, some places do know that these institutions are not teaching their particular age group of, or like they're not teaching their actual students of the classes. Like say if you are trying to go into business, well, they're not really fully teaching you to where you're accredited or where you're able to say like, hey, I know what I'm doing. I got my degree in this. I know, like, no, they know that those institutions do not hire the best of people to go ahead and help you out in those places. So what I'm trying to say, and I'm sorry if I might have seemed all jumbled up, is that basically if I were to go to a for-profit college and later on want to get when I got my degree, then I want to go off to work, sometimes my place, like the place that was trying to hire me, they look at the degree and they're like, oh, well, she went to Newmont College. Like they really don't know too much about computer science as they say they do. So that's where they say like, okay, well, maybe not her because, she really didn't go to a university that is accredited, meaning they know what they're doing. So being accredited with a university is very important. And I just wanted to go ahead and talk to you a little bit about this. I'm sorry if I seemed a little bit all jumbled up. But I'm hoping to kind of clarify myself with the next few kind of colleges and universities I'll be talking about. Okay, so the next university the next type of university I wanted to go ahead and talk to you about is public universities. So public universities they're affordable. They are not like for-profit colleges where you're going to be paying a hefty amount of money and not really be getting that experience or not be able to get that qualifications. No, with public universities, they are accredited, they are cheaper, plus they offer a big diverse population. They are available what I mean by this is that you also have the option of wanting to participate in different groups. So it's, if you want to play a sport, you can play a sport. If you want to be part of maybe a club that is centered around Harry Potter, then you can start a club there. Or maybe they already have a club. It's all depending on that. If you want to be part of a religious group, then you are able to be part of a religious group. Meaning, like, if you want to be part of FCA or something there at the university, then you are able to. I went ahead and I put a couple of universities that are seen as public universities. So this is UT Austin, College Station, University of Houston, UNT, UT Arlington. These are all public universities. So meaning by this is that they are affordable, they are big in diversity, and they are open to whatever it is you want to do. If you want to, like I said, be in a sport, then they have extracurricular activities there as well. It's always just up to you, but this is just one university or one type of university I just wanted to go ahead and talk to you about and for you to understand a little bit more about it. And like I said before, they are accredited, unlike the for-profit universities that are not accredited. Okay? Let me go ahead. There we go. Private universities. Let me see if I can move my little. There we go. So private universities are private, meaning that they are a little bit more difficult to get into, but they are just as good. They are basically also religiously affiliated. So meaning that their board has to go through, and let me put it like this. You know how your high school has maybe a school district board, right? Well, their board is based on religious affiliation. So maybe it might be a priest, a pastor, a person that, whatever the case may be, but they all center the idea to God. And all the thing with it is that, say if you go to Our Lady of the Lake. Our Lady of the Lake is a Catholic university, I believe. It's Catholic religious based. And although I might not be Catholic, I'm Christian, and or maybe I'm this other religious group, I'm able to go ahead and go off to Our Lady of the Lake. They are not restricted on to what your religious group might be. You don't even have to be particularly religious. It is up to you. This is just one type of university that is open to being religiously affiliated. There are different universities found within the state of Texas. I went ahead and I named a few, and some without Texas or outside of Texas. So St. Edward's, Our Lady of the Lake, of course, St. Mary's, Trinity University, University of Incarnate Word, and all of those that were listed, or actually except for St. Edward's, but Our Lady of the Lake, St. Mary's, Trinity, Incarnate Word are all found within San Antonio. So those universities are found within San Antonio, or you're able to go ahead and go to a private university that is close to home. And for those that might want to see or understand a little bit more, Harvard and Stanford are also private universities, but they are also known as prestigious and Ivy League schools. That's also what they're known for. So, but I just wanted to go ahead and just talk a little bit about that. And like public universities, private universities are accredited. So meaning that if you were to go up to go get a job, they know what they're doing. Or if your employer sees hey, you went to St. Mary's, hey, they know what they're doing. St. Mary's also has a wonderful law program as well. So I just wanted to go ahead and mention that as well. Community colleges. So community colleges are a little bit, so the way I like to say, it's a great starting ground. If I know some students are taking college classes, that is awesome, that is great. If you're not, that is completely okay. The way that I always like to say, you can go take your basics at community college, then go off to a university. You're able to go ahead and get your certification. You're able to go get an associate's degree. And certain community colleges actually are starting to get bachelor's degrees. Like South Texas College is beginning to get has actually already a bachelor's degree in business. And that is completely online, I believe. And they do have departments, there are individuals there to help students transfer to a four-year university. And that is something that I always promote to students, that you're never alone. You do always have someone there to help you, to transfer, to give you guidance. And that's always great. So if you are looking to go ahead and start at a community colleges, then that is awesome. Like I said, it's a great starting ground. Then you can continue on. It's always great to kind of have like, okay, I completed this, check. I completed this, check. I completed this, check. And it's going to maybe get your associate, or sorry, getting a certificate, then getting your associates, then getting your bachelor's degree. Awesome, do it. It's such a great opportunity to have. Back then they didn't have too many community colleges. So, and like I said, it is cheaper in tuition compared to a university. So if you have not yet taken college classes and you want to start there, you can go ahead and start there and start taking classes as well. So women's colleges. So women's college, I just wanted to go ahead and talk a little bit about this one. Women's colleges are basically institutions that are primarily, or once were, so they once were women-only colleges. And now many of them have transitioned to having co-ed, so meaning that there are men and women both attending that university. So Texas Women's University, as you can see, it was Texas Women's University, meaning like it was once a girls-only university, but like back in 1960, 50, they went ahead and they opened it to both guys as well. Our Lady of the Lake, which I also mentioned was a private university, was once a women's only college. And now today, many of these colleges still are primarily women. So meaning if you are going to maybe go to Our Lady of the Lake, maybe if I put 10 students, if I randomly get 10 students, maybe one or two of them might be boys compared to the rest being girls. So there are still heavily women's universities. They are still categorized as women's universities, although they are co-ed. So I just wanted to go ahead and talk about that, just because I always see that some girls do like to be primarily around other girls. It's a great way, especially for people that are going off to college. It's a great thing to be surrounded and supported by individuals that you feel comfortable around. So this is a women's only college. The next one is historically Black college and universities. So these are universities that are, let me actually move this up because you can't even see the examples. So these are universities that primarily most of the student population is African American. And like I said, for the women's colleges, it's always great to be surrounded and supported by individuals that you connect with. And at times it allows you to also connect with professors or instructors of your same ethnic group. I know for myself, and I'm going to talk about my story in the next bit, but I went to a university that was HispanicServing Institution. And it was great just to be able to talk with an individual that was also of my same ethnic group, and be able to bond with them and talk to them about how our lives were similar and whatnot, which I'll go ahead and I'll talk to you about. But these are just some examples of some historically Black college and universities, HBCUs, that's what we like to call them. So in case if I sound like kind of choppy, it's because I'm so used to calling them HBCUs. But this is just something that is there as well. This is another type of college and university that is available, and I feel like people should be aware of, because you never know of the type of university or college that you're looking for. So just because, like how I said, college is a very stressful time. It's something where you are moving away from home at times, or you're having to make new friends because none of your friends went to the same university as you. And so it's easier just to be able to connect with someone or able to talk with others, or you feel more comfortable around. And another thing about HBCUs is sometimes they even do give certain scholarships for African American students. University environment has it to where you are surrounded or have a heavy influence of students of the same ethnic group. And these do range. It's not like, oh, well, these are all public universities. No, they actually have private universities as well. So there are different things. And I believe St. Philip's College is actually a community college. So you can actually go to a community college and then go to a public university or private university, whichever it is that you decide to go to in the end. So Hispanic Serving Institution. So like I said, I attended a Hispanic Serving Institution. I attended Texas A&M International, and it was great for me just to be able to bond and talk with others. I didn't have to worry about that whole culture shock because I was surrounded by people that were of my same ethnic group. And when I talked to my professors, it was such a great relief being able to talk to someone that possibly had my same story or something of that sort. And I was able just to look to them and talk to them and grow from them or with them or whatever the case is, but learn from them mostly of how to better myself. I know currently as I'm taking my graduate's degree, I am going through my own little like virtual culture shock of like my peers are African American, they're white, they're Asian, they're Indian, they're all these different things. But I am constantly talking to this one professor, and it's because of the fact that we actually grew up in the same place, and actually the like in the same kind of like little area. And she told me her story, and I was like, wow. And she knows where I'm from and whatnot. So it's just great to be able to bond with someone and talk with someone who you're able just to relate with, and they're able to relate with you because they give you guidance and they're just pushing you forward and just supporting you all the way. So like I said, it's each person has what they're looking for or is wanting to attend a university of what maybe that they're ready for. So there are different universities. It is just up to you, like I said. Some examples are here of some Hispanic serving institutions that I just wanted to go ahead and mention. So technical college. Technical college, I always like just to talk a little bit about technical colleges, just because, like I said, many people think like, oh, well, college is sitting in a classroom, it's having to listen to lecture, it's this and whatnot, and not all colleges are like that. Technical colleges are where it's a lot of hands-on learning. So if you're wanting to go into welding, then you are there learning. For example, this one is paramedics. So, and I didn't put it here, but they do. So TSTC is a technical school that is widely known within the state of Texas for the reason that they do offer so many hands-on services. Like you can see here, this is one for EMT. They do have different campuses found within Texas. So Harlingen, Waco, Marshall, Sweetwater, Brownwood, North Texas, Fort Bend County, Abilene, East Williams, and Breckenridge. They are all found within Texas. I know Waco, Harlingen, and I would have to double check, but I believe Sweetwater and possibly North Texas do have housing, the rest do not, for the reason that many times that individuals, they really just wanted to go ahead and just have different places within Texas just to have campuses, but they're still growing. They're still wanting to go ahead and put more campuses all over Texas, but I just want to go ahead and let you know, many times that whenever, or actually their goal for their students is just to make sure that as they're getting their certification, as they're getting their associate's degree, that they are also helping those students get a job. So for those wanting to go into welding, they do have a program where it's a money back guarantee. And what they mean by this is if by 6 months, I believe after not getting a job, if you don't have a job, or 6 months after graduating, if you do not get a job, then they will give you back the money that you had from your tuition. And that is, of course, you are putting in effort. You are going to job interviews and whatnot. You can't just be sitting around the couch, okay? But this is a great program. They are wonderful individuals. They are always looking out for their students. In fact, when I was talking with the welding instructor from TSTC, he was saying that he likes to make sure that his students always have backups. So he makes sure they get one certification in maybe with structural welding. Then the next year they get their other certification in another type of welding. And together those those two certifications become the associate's degree for welding. And they like to do this just because they understand that, you know, life does happen, and they want to have their students prepared and ready and just have backups for everything that might come their way. So this is another great college that I always like to go ahead and tell students, like I said, this is not like, oh, I'm just sitting down and lecture. This is hands-on learning, for many of you that do like to have hands-on learning, okay? So I know I talked a lot about different universities. I know I talked a lot about colleges. These are things just to think about for when you're picking a college. One, do they offer your major? You don't want to just be going off to Texas A&M College Station and they do not have your major, because then you're just wasting time there. So definitely be looking at universities that do have your major. Do you want to stay close to home? Do you want to go far away from home? How big of a university do you want to attend? And what I forgot to mention, I'm so sorry, community colleges are pretty small, and private universities are also pretty small. There are public universities that are small as well, and some that are very big. If you compare Texas A&M Kingsville to UT Austin, it's going to be a big size difference. It's just up to you of what it is that you're looking for. And then, are you also able to afford that particular institution? If you're getting a scholarship from that university, great, but does it cover it all? And what can you do to go ahead and make sure that you have the money to attend that institution? So basically what I'm saying is, do not forget to apply for scholarships, okay? If you are wanting just to go ahead and get ready, here are some things for you to go ahead and do. For ninth graders, I always just say, what do you want to do? Make a list of things that you would like to do. From there, me and you can go ahead and talk about it. What's the best path for you? If you have a particular career that you have in mind, what is the degree that you need to get into it? We can talk about it, but I always do tell you guys to research. What college, and for 10th grade, what colleges offer the major and career that you're wanting to do? If you are still not sure what the career path you want to go ahead and do yet, then like I said, for the ninth graders, make a list. Me and you can definitely talk about it. Begin looking at colleges that offer your major for 11th grade. Create a list of colleges that you just focus or just become focused on. So what I'm basically trying, create a list. Don't just become focused on one university. I don't want it to be where you are just focusing on UT Austin, and then all of a sudden you get the letter in the mail saying, hey, you did not get in. Same thing goes for any other university, or you are just so focused on attending UTSA and then you got accepted, but you're not able to afford it, or something family-wise comes in the way. It's always great to have backups. We always tell our students that it's great to have a dream school, a reach school, and a safety school. What we mean by that is a university that you are maybe wanting to strive and attend, a university that you are reaching for, meaning that a university that you are wanting to go to and could possibly go to, and a backup school, meaning a school that if all else fails, you will attend this one. And it's not a bad thing. These are all different types and different levels of universities to where you are still able to do what you are wanting to do. You're still able to reach that ultimate goal of wanting to do maybe a veterinarian, maybe become a doctor, maybe become an engineer of some sort. But it's always just great just to have backups for everything, because you never know what life will throw at you, unfortunately. 12th grade, apply to your local universities and definitely begin applying to colleges that do offer your major. So continue to apply, don't ever stop. If you have, and definitely apply to the community college too. Maybe you already are getting your associate's degree. Awesome, great. Then you can go to a different college or different university. If you have not yet taken any college classes, then definitely apply to Del Mar College or Coastal Bend College or whatever community college that is close to you, and then just take it from there. it's always best just to create steps for you, and just to grow from there. Last thing is, of course, your college advisors are here for you. We're able to be there to talk to you, to see what it is that you want to know more about. We are here just to help and support you guys. So that's basically what I just wanted to go ahead and talk to you guys about. We are, let me see. This is currently in the works. Let me go ahead and see if I can move this. I don't think I can move this. This is currently in the works, so that way you're always able just to go ahead and have a reminder of different examples of private and public universities, as well as HBCUs, as well as what to be looking for. And hopefully after, I'll be putting the video over here for you, but yes. Like I said, we just wanted to have you learn a little bit about different universities that are available, just because whenever we were off going to college, we did not have that knowledge of like, oh, well, if you are really wanting just to go ahead and start at a technical school, this is available. This is a technical school. This is what technical means. This is a private university. This is what private schools are about, or so on. Public, small college, big college, we didn't have that. So it's always just great just to have someone to talk to bounce your ideas off. We're able just to help you and talk with you, advise you in the best way that we can. But other than that, like, you guys are always able to reach out to your college advisors for anything that you have. I hope this video was helpful, and I hope that you have a great day. Bye.